I am here with Feral Gamers Inc. and we're going to talk about some really cool, innovative RPGs that you probably haven't seen. So, tell us about them. Let's start with the first one. This one's immediately in front of me. Ghost Ops OSR.
Well, this one is actually part of this one, but we'll start with this one instead. so this was the original Ghost Ops game. It's a role-playing game where you play a Special Forces unit, kind of like Rainbow Six, so you can come from all over the world and then join the rest of the forces. And it's been very, very popular. A lot of people really like it. It works on fudge dice, which is a little bit unique, a little bit different. But it's not Fate. It's a complete system on its own. And it's been very, very popular. It's basically you just go around kicking ass, terrorists and bad guys and people like that, cartels and that sort of stuff. Very popular amongst the military and ex-military. In fact, we have a massive community on Facebook who are all ex-military or military, and they all love it. So that's good. Ghost Ops. And then we have the OSR version, which came afterwards. Now, this was basically for those people who don't want to read rules, but just want to roll a D20 game using the old basic D&D stuff. So we kind of knocked this up, and it's all right. Yeah, it's good. I like it. And it works if you want to have something simple and quick and you just want to place it on a table and do it, then that's good.
You've got amazing colour art for an indie game. Can I just...
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? We are amazing as a company.
Can we get... come and have a look at some of these pictures. I mean, for an indie game, it's full colour stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of full colour artwork. If I go through it a bit, hold on, you get a lot of the... Yeah, so here's the characters. These are packages. These are the type of characters you can play within the group. So you've got the recon, the assault, all the different special forces. Then you can go through different countries. It's better shown in this one, actually. So you've got the different countries in here. So in here you get to play, if I can find them, is Israel, Germany, France, Canada, Brazil. Basically the top 15 special forces units in the world are in here, which is what makes it kind of unique because it's not just America. You can actually play SAS, you can play, Polish special forces, Israeli special forces, German special forces, Canadian special forces, all of that stuff, right? So it's great for that. On the other side of that, we have League of Seekers. League of Seekers is a kind of 18th century Gothic horror game, kind of Cthulhu-esque, where you play in 18th century Europe, and you play as a member of the Seekers. And it's kind of based a bit upon Brotherhood of the Wolf, Bloodborne. And again, the artwork is pretty spectacular. All our stuff, the artwork is pretty spectacular. We do hunt a lot for our artists. There's Cthulhu. It's mainly black and white, but we do put splashes of colour in it. In the game, you play a member of either the peasant class, the middle class, or a gentry. It's D100 percentile, so it's very similar to Cthulhu in that sense. You can also play a member of the Akua, who are like a Muslim brotherhood, who first discovered the Necronomicon when Jay Lasarde died in Damascus, and they bricked him up under Solomon's Temple. And then in the 11th century, 12th century, the Templars came along and dug him up during the Crusades, right? Which obviously caused all sorts of problems, because the Necronomicon was released, it caused this blood plague, the moon went all weird. So you can play a member of the Muslim Brotherhood, and then you also can play a vampire, where Van Helsing holds the Europe against the Ottoman Empire, and because he's a vampire, he has vampires working for him who also work for the League because they all work for the same job. So Vlad Tepes is kind of a good guy in this, right? Then you got more artwork. That's more of a booby special for the boys. So and you got more artwork. So the artwork's very kind of atmospheric.
I'm looking at it as you're flicking through, and it is so brooding and indicative of that kind of a dark atmosphere. Yeah. It's really captured it well.
You got the Seeker there on the gargoyle looking over the city of London.
So what would a typical session of this follow? What would be the pattern of the adventure?
Well, basically, the idea is that Paris and London mainly have got quarantine zones where they throw all the infected into. So areas around St. Paul's Cathedral in London has been cordoned off. So the Roman wall that surrounds it has now been rebuilt. And so as a seeker, you'd go in and basically hunt down the monsters. But there's also groups of Templars and other groups that go around also hunting them. but they're not kind of, they'll burn them in the streets, and some of them are inflicted themselves. So you've got to worry about the people who are hunters and also the monsters themselves. And the idea is that you have to clear areas, and also you're going to the countryside, fight monsters there. And it's because how it works is that folk tales, so you've got Baba Yaga and all that sort of stuff have come back to life. But so it's not just Cthulhu, it's also werewolves and all these other things. And you've got cults in there as well, and you've got all these secret societies that go on. So it's very... and you also got the colonies of America. You can go into the colonies of America, and it includes Arkham and Dunwich and all that sort of Innsmouth. So it's got Lovecraftian company, but with that whole colony, 18th century colony sort of thing going on. And so basically that's what you're doing. You're basically fighting a war against horror and monsters to save society from itself, really.
Now, one of our admins is actually Scottish, so
Right.
Do you have New Caledonia in there as well?
We don't. No, sorry.
Everyone forgets about New Caledonia. It's perfectly okay. Understandable.
We are going to be releasing a thing called Future Cult, which is a carry on from this, where basically you lose, the League of Seekers have lost. And this is set in the future in a cyberpunk, Cthulhu-esque dystopian world where you're basically still a member of the Seekers, but everything's changed because now you're fighting for survival and freedom against the oppressive cults and their gods who have taken over. So you're going to have a lot of Cthulhu sort of cyber sort of stuff going on, and it's going to be all done by the same artists. So the artwork will be the same kind of moody black and white and colour splashes throughout the book. So that's really looking, that should be good. Yeah, no problems.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today, and thank you for supporting us at Com+2.
Yeah, I'm happy to, and always happy to help. Okay, so hi, I'm Feral Gamers Inc. I'm Jay, and we're supporting the Butterfly Project, and we think you should too, because it's a worthy project. Kids need your help. It's a great way of helping others who don't have the same possibilities we have. And in order to give them people their possibilities, we need to help them and give them these things by allowing them to express themselves and create and be imaginative and all the things that matter in the world.